Welcome to the JWK show. Thank you for tuning in. We have another very juicy episode for you guys today, so watch through the entire show. Do not skip a second. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, crypto exchange BITUNIX. Get your XRP today by using that link in the description below. So we had from one of the biggest XRP insiders, BG123, posting this 8 years ago on the rRippled, which is the Ripple XRP Reddit. And that was Ripple wasn't kidding. And we have a ton of pictures of children. Now, do we have BG123 hinting at the Epstein files, as we have, unfortunately, many child victims involved with horrific activities in the Epstein Island, on the Epstein Island. And we have the Epstein files being exposed, and it shows how terrified we have Jeffrey Epstein and his circle was of Ripple and Stellar, of XRP and XLM. And we can see in the email, it says, Ripple and Jet's new Stellar are bad for the ecosystem we are building, and it does our company damage to have investors who are backing two horses in the same race. So we essentially have in the Epstein emails telling us that XRP and XLM were bad because they were seen as major competitors to Bitcoin, and that is what Epstein and his circle were heavily pushing. So we have massive involvement with Epstein's money, with Bitcoin, which is one of the worst things that can happen. So we are expecting a crypto Bitcoin crash, as we have the rest of the world finding out that we have Bitcoin being built on Epstein's money. So this is, we can see we have a lot of information being leaked. We have another email as well we can see over here, and that is Jeffrey Epstein asking Larry Summers for intel on Gary Gensler, who is now the SEC chairman. We have Gary Gensler, before we have Paul Atkins as the SEC chairman, and he was very bearish on crypto, as we have Gary Gensler attacking the crypto space. And back in a 2018 email marked "Do not share" or quotes, we have Epstein writing that Gensler was coming earlier and wants to talk digital currency. So Epstein has been heavily involved in the crypto industry for quite some time and affiliated with Gary Gensler as well. And we have Summers replying that he knew Gary from Treasury in the 1990s, calling him pretty smart and noting he was very involved with Hillary campaign and angling for jobs. So it does make sense that we have Gary Gensler being anti-crypto, as he is pro-Democrats. And we have also back in 2018, Gary Gensler joining MIT's Media Lab as a senior advisor to the director, Joy Ito. And despite no background in blockchain technology, he advised the lab on its digital currency initiative. And even back then, we had Gary Gensler talking about XRP positively during his MIT days, talking about XRP for cross-border payments and so on. And so again, we do have Hostin Hill admitting that Ripple and Stellar are a threat to their ecosystem, aka Bitcoin. And so we do have 2 years later, Gary Gensler going after XRP and Ripple due to, we have Epstein Circle being bearish on XRP and Ripple, being anti-XRP and Ripple. Thus, we do have, again, Gary Gensler filing the XRP lawsuit, going after XRP and Ripple. And we even have Hillary Clinton leaked emails discussing resurrection, chamber of the buried Nephilim. So guys, based on the Epstein emails as well, it is very clear who the evil 1% deep state worship, and that is BAAL. We're talking about the devil. And we even have confirmation from Nicki Minaj of rituals happening in a satanic cult. Guys, the evil 1% worship the opposite of Jesus, and that is the devil. We have from Nicki Minaj celebrities participating in rituals, including sacrificing babies, which is why possibly we do have Ripple hinting of all of the corrupt activities going on behind the scenes. And we also have connections, unfortunately, with Epstein, but these are not direct connections. We have early funding and partnerships trace back to Hollywood-backed venture firms tied to Ashton Kutcher and billionaire investor Ron Burkle. And we have also Silicon Valley heavyweights from the PayPal mafia, including Peter Thiel and Reid Hoffman, backing Ripple, adjacent companies across crypto, AI, and finance. And we do have several crypto insiders connected to Ripple, also overlapping with the elite tech circle of Jeffrey Epstein, including figures who attended Epstein's private innovation gatherings focused on crypto and AI. Now, to be clear, just because we have these connections doesn't mean that there were crimes involved, but it does show that something most retail investors never saw coming, and that is XRP not growing from the outside, but actually growing within the powerful financial and tech ecosystems stretching from Silicon Valley, Wall Street, and Washington with Epstein-connected elite circles. So just as every big invention out there, we have XRP also created by the 1%. Now, we do have the XRP partners ranging from banks, institutions, countries, and so on. And we do have the Bitcoin partners, and that is, of course, Jeffrey Epstein and El Salvador. Now, this is quite funny as well. We do have the Titanic crashing down, showing that we should see Bitcoin crashing down as well, as we have from CZ Binance, and that is when the Titanic sinks, little floats near it get dragged down too, but the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. And keep in mind, we have Bitcoin propped up by Tether, so just like the Titanic, we will see Bitcoin crashing down and staying down. And we do have also, in an email to Jeffrey Epstein, Barack Pierce saying he lives in the first Masonic temple ever built in the New World. There we go, guys. Tether is also in the Epstein files as well. And we know that we have Tether not being backed one-to-one, as we have no official confirmation of their reserves. And we have Barack Pierce also being a Freemason as well, a member of the 1%. So we have Tether also created by the 1% as well. But luckily, XRP is not propped up by Tether, as back in 2021, 2022, no new all-time high was made, while we have Bitcoin, other cryptos making new all-time highs. And the entire market is mostly propped up by USDT. So the cryptos that are untethered will survive the upcoming crypto crash, the everything crash. And we do have, at the time of this letter was written, we have around 12,000 commits to Bitcoin's code. And today we have over 47,583 commits to Bitcoin's code, meaning that we have 74.79% of the Bitcoin core development and code committed after Jeffrey Epstein took over the de facto senior management role as benefactor. So again, guys, we have Epstein being highly involved with Bitcoin and Bitcoin's code. And lastly, this is one of the biggest XRP insider videos all the way back in 2020. And it seems like this is connected to the Epstein files as well, as we have the Epstein files being life-changing for many of the old guard, right? We have the Epstein files exposing the old guard and their illicit activities, and this is obviously not good for Bitcoin as well. So we have from Ross Vandermeer, XRP Insider, and that is rise of digital economy and finance, cryptocurrencies, fall of old guard, fall of Bitcoin, rise of Phoenix, XRP standard economy, and this was back in 2/6/2020, so could this be hinting at 2026? And February 6, 2026. So will we see the old guard getting exposed, old guard going down as early as this month, just in time as we have the Epstein files released and Epstein files exposing the old guard. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.